All right, so somebody wanted to know about depending on others, especially a girlfriend, for emotional stability. Right off the bat, man, I'm telling you that you are setting yourself up for failure. Okay, well, let's talk about the relationship aspect, for example, because I definitely know about this. Having this dependency on somebody to satisfy your emotional needs is really going to present many opportunities for you to be an insecure person, paranoid in a relationship, and just needy, clingy. All of these things that's going to ultimately push a woman away. So I would always recommend that you establish certain things before you even get into a relationship. And I'll also be making some videos on relationships in the near future. Maybe I'll work on that today. So what you want to establish before you even get into a relationship is your emotional stability. One thing that you don't want to do is melt into a relationship. All right, so much uncertainty. You don't want to lose yourself uh, in that regard. Like, it's a definite no-no, and you are really setting yourself up for major heartbreak. You have to really get in touch with yourself. So many people have it in their mind that they're looking for their better half, like you're half a person. Like, be a whole person and get into a relationship with another whole person. That's what we call interdependence. Meaning you depend on yourself and your partner depends on herself or himself, whatever. And then together it's just a complement. All right? So you complement each other without being each other's crutches, all right, without being you're my backbone. Like, in order to have somebody as your backbone, then without them you can't walk. You know what I'm saying? So that's a great deal of dependency that's just really not needed. And I watch a lot of people fall into this trap, especially women. But I'm not going to be a fool and tell myself that this can't be the case for men, because that was the case for me more times than not in relationships, and a lot of my relationships failed because of that. Like, god damn. So it's like you really gotta learn how to like yourself, especially if you're in a relationship. I mean, like, you're probably better off single if you don't have a great deal of emotional independence. It's because if you're relying on somebody else for that, it's a rug, man, and very quickly they could just rip that rug from under you when they get tired of your shit. And then if it works both ways, if it works both ways, I guess that would probably be less of a problem, but you'd probably tire each other out. So then, when you're feeling full and the other person isn't, then that person will be leaning on you heavy, and it's like kind of bringing you down, and vice versa. Like, you can get tired of each other. Um, I can't say that your relationship will fail if both people are just heavily dependent on each other, but again, it's always best to be interdependent in this regard. Um, so again, like, the best thing that you can do for yourself is to get emotionally stable. All right, devoid of anybody else. It's all on you. And when it's all on you, then you go into the relationship with more fullness, not expecting to be completed. You know, a lot of these things that we say in relationships are actually pretty toxic. It could be harmless, but pretty toxic. You complete me? Are you kidding me? You complete me? You mean to tell me you spent 21 years incomplete, and then you get into a relationship with somebody, and then after the goddamn 1 month mark, you're completed? Are you kidding me? All right, and that's the problem that a lot of us young people face as we grow up, um, with a lot of emotional issues, not feeling full, not having a prime example around us, and then we get into a relationship with somebody who we feel understands us, and we just let go of everything. We let go of all reasoning. you know, without even really establishing if there's enough chemistry to form a bond that strong. But then you get to a point where the bond is too strong, for better or for worse, that when it does break off, and it never really breaks even, you know that song, when a heart breaks, it don't break even. You could end up with the shorter stick, you know. And for men, man, it's especially hard because a woman could go out and they could find themselves involved in the rebound relatively quick. A man tries to do that, he's going to come off as extremely needy and all these other things, and it's just going to make matters worse. And that's not where you want to be. So to sum this all up one more time, before you get into a relationship, make sure that you're solid up here, man. That's what matters the most. Make sure you are solid so you don't have to rely on anybody else to quote unquote complete you. All right? This will save you from many heartbreaks, all right? You don't have to go through what I went through. All right? So if you're good right now and you're single, perfect. Keep building on that, putting out that positive energy, and just let things happen the way they should. Don't try to force anything because you're lonely. All right? Because in the end, you'll just be ending up uh, just hurting yourself, doing yourself in. All right? So, all right, take care.